In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 cars banned in America. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. Automobile regulations vary greatly over the world, with varying criteria that vary from nation to country, and even within the same country. As a result, manufacturers will develop wholly separate models depending on the nations where the car will be marketed, leaving some countries without models that are available in other countries. This is especially true in the United States, which has some of the harshest car regulations in the world. Toxic cars are barred from entering the US because of safety rules, emission limits, and other market restrictions, which is particularly frustrating for collectors and gearheads. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, has a list of banned cars that isn't exhaustive, but it is vast, with 18 pages of foreign cars that are either too old to be imported or don't meet regulations for other reasons. Because I mentioned it wasn't exhaustive, it isn't. Not every car on this list is also on the NHTSA's blacklist, although many are. Some of these vehicles are exceedingly uncommon high-end luxury sports automobiles, while others are daily driving for people in non-American countries. However, I believe that each one is deserving of discussion because there are so many fantastic models being driven all over the world that are entirely unknown to Americans and people of other nations. I'd like to highlight some of the outstanding designs that are sadly unavailable in the United States. So, without further ado, here are 10 cars that are prohibited in the United States. Number 10. Lotus 340R. Lotus created the 340R, one of the most intriguing supercars to date, in 2000. The Lotus produces roughly 177 brake horsepower thanks to a 4-cylinder variant of the Rover K series known as the VHPD, very high power derivative. The 340R boasts a 0 to 60 time of 4.4 seconds, which is astounding considering the size of the engine, thanks to its exceptionally lightweight build and outstanding weight distribution. However, this is precisely why it isn't available in the United States. The car's tiny shape means it doesn't meet safety rules. Although it is theoretically road legal in the United Kingdom, most Lotus 340 rupees are kept on track. Number 9. Toyota Hilux. The Toyota Hilux is a one-of-a-kind pickup truck with a design that is similar to the SR5, but with a few modifications. The Hilux is available with a variety of diesel engines ranging in size from 2L to 4L and producing between 139 and 235 horsepower. Consumers say the Hilux is well-built, dependable, and completely qualified for even the most demanding applications. The Hilux can even manage rocky terrain thanks to its optional 4WD system, which can handle moderate off-roading. While there are many other vehicles in Toyota's lineup that are essentially equal to the Hilux, it's unfortunate that the Hilux never made it to American markets, and as a result, new generations are prohibited from import due to their age. Number 8. Nissan Patrol. The Nissan Patrol resembles the Pathfinder in appearance. However, it is more closely connected to the Armada. My favorite generation of the car is the Y61, which was manufactured from 1997 to 2013. It was offered in a variety of trim levels, with engines ranging in size from 2.8 to 4.5 liters, some diesel and others petrol. The Patrol received various facelifts and technical upgrades during the 2000s until it was withdrawn in the bulk of the countries where it was sold in 2014. South Africa, the Middle East, Pakistan, Paraguay, Bolivia, Sri Lanka, and the Philippines were among the countries that produced it. Number 7. Volkswagen XL1. The Volkswagen XL1 is the third generation of Volkswagen's 1-liter automobile, which is effectively a plug-in diesel hybrid, and was unveiled at the 2011 Qatar Motor Show. The XL1's 2-cylinder turbo diesel engine, which produces roughly 47 horsepower, is said to have a theoretical fuel efficiency of 260 miles per gallon. Production started in 2013 and was limited to 250 vehicles, which were sold to pre-sale applicants who effectively bought the cars before they were built. So, despite the fact that importing an XL1 is forbidden owing to NHTSA, it's reasonable to say that finding one for sale would be practically hard, making this an unusual find to say the least. Number 6. Bentley Azure Mark II. The Azure was a gorgeous vehicle in the middle of its first generation when Volkswagen acquired Bentley, and it lasted until 2003. It wasn't until 2006 that Volkswagen management decided to give the Azure a second life and release the Mark II model. The Mark II is a tremendously powerful, high-end, luxury vehicle, with a turbocharged V8 producing 450 horsepower. Look at this monstrosity. I'd expect it to be driven by a paid chauffeur and conveying some sort of VIP. Unfortunately, the Azure was only available in Russia, Europe, and the Middle East, and it was included to the NHTSA's non-conforming vehicle list. Number 5. Porsche Carrera 911 RS. While many Carrera models are accessible in the United States, there are a number of models that were only marketed in specific domestic regions, as well as a slew of models on the NHTSA's non-conforming vehicle list. The RS trim level was never offered in North America, which is a shame because it's a fantastically quick roadster. The 210 horsepower, 2.7-liter engine of the 1973 and 1974 Carrera models pushes the lightweight design of the Carrera, leaving other cars in the dust. I believe the Carrera is a great monument to Porsche's commitment to producing high-quality vehicles, as it is expertly designed and appears to be near flawless. Number 4. Lamborghini Diablo. Designed by Marcello Gandini, the Lamborghini Diablo is a high-performance mid-engine sports car that was produced from 1990 to 2001 before being superseded by the Lamborghini Murcielago. A V12 engine under the hood produces 485 brake horsepower, giving the Diablo enough of power to compete with other supercars in its class. It's not surprising, given that this beast wears the all-too-elegant Lamborghini emblem. The 1997 model is particularly put on the NHTSA's blacklist because it fails to meet the NHTSA's safety and age requirements for importation. Yet, there are some Diablos in the United States. Although a limited run of 25 Diablos were constructed expressly for the American car market, the Diablo's presence in the United States is still virtually non-existent. Number 3. 1994 Toyota Supra. While the Supra was briefly offered in the United States, foreign versions, those less than 25 years old, are not permitted entrance. Unfortunately, the 94 Supra falls just short of the age requirement, making it illegal in the United States. This is probably the least restricted automobile on the list, given there are still lots of Supra variants registered in the United States. Yet, due to the Supra's legendary significance, it had to be featured. Fortunately, by 2030, Americans will have access to nearly all of the JDM legends, including the Supra, giving them something to anticipate in the future decade. Number 2. Porsche Carrera 964 RS. The Porsche Carrera 964, often known as the Carrera 4 or the 964, featured an RS model that was produced nearly 20 years after the 911 RS. It was based on the 911 RS design, but with a reworked engine that can produce around 260 brake horsepower. The 964 has an excellent power-to-weight ratio thanks to its ultralight build and the removal of most non-essential features, making it an absolute speed demon. I should clarify that in 1993 and 1994, an American version, the RS America, was manufactured, although it was based on the Carrera 2. As a result, when the RS America was released, the original Porsche 964 was only available in European countries and was not available in the United States. Number 1. Lotus Elise Series 1. I should preface this by mentioning that including both the 340R and the Series 1 is a touch redundant, given the 340R is effectively a later issued trim of the Elise. Nonetheless, I believe the base model should be highlighted, as it is a fantastic roadster in its own right. Julian Thompson developed the Series 1 to have an extremely low curb weight and center of gravity when it was first produced in 1996. This allows the car to be substantially faster than cars with much larger engines, and I have to give Lotus credit for this because all of their cars are so well designed that it's almost inconceivable. Which car impressed you? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.